The most popular tank in the world isn't American. It's a big cat in service with more than 20 countries worldwide. The Kampfpanzer Leopard 2, which Germany designed and built in the 1970s, is one of the most widely used tanks in the world, and is by far the most popular tank in NATO's inventory. It was so advanced for its time that even the mighty American M1 Abrams has some Leopard 2 DNA in it. Now, nearly a year after Russia invaded Ukraine, NATO is set to send up to 54 Leopard 2s to energize the Ukrainian army. The tanks, sent from NATO nations including Germany, Poland, the Netherlands, Norway, and Portugal, will arm Kiev with a better, more powerful tank fleet than ever before. In small numbers or large, however, the Leopard 2 would be a much better tank than anything fielded by the mighty Russian armed forces. To understand what made the Leopard 2 the most popular tank in the world, we have to go back to the Cold War itself. In 1955, a decade after World War II, Germany reconstituted its armed forces. At the time, Germany was split in two: West Germany, an ally of the United States and a member of NATO, and East Germany, an ally of the Soviet Union and a member of the Warsaw Pact. West Germany established the Bundeswehr, or Federal Armed Forces, and under it, the Heer, or German Army. West Germany was a frontline NATO state, facing down the numerically superior armies of the Warsaw Pact. While the United States for a time planned to offset Soviet superiority in tanks, aircraft, and manpower with nuclear weapons, West Germany's policy was to build up a powerful land army to deter, and if necessary defeat, an invasion. After all, if either side used nuclear weapons, they would almost certainly be used on German soil. The Heer operated an impressive 12 combat divisions, including 5 Panzer, armored, and 4 Panzer Grenadier, mechanized infantry, divisions, as well as several reserve mechanized brigades, for a total of 5,135 tanks. The main battle tank was the centerpiece of West Germany's defense. Outnumbered by the sheer number of Soviet tanks, West Germany needed a tank that was qualitatively superior to the T-62s and T-55s of the Warsaw Pact, particularly the mighty ground of Soviet forces Germany. Analysts estimated that within 30 days, the entire Warsaw Pact could mobilize up to 41,295 tanks. NATO, on the other hand, could only mobilize 15,560 tanks in the same period of time. West Germany and NATO could not match their opponents tank for tank, but they could build better tanks. The Leopard 2 entered service in 1979, and it was a better tank than anything fielded in the Warsaw Pact. Tank design is ruled by an iron triangle of 3 factors: armor, firepower, and mobility, each with advantages and trade-offs. A tank with heavy armor is impervious to enemy fire, for instance, but might weigh so much it moves sluggishly across the battlefield. A lighter, mobile tank might have too little armor to survive hits from anti-tank weapons on the battlefield. A powerful gun introduces weight and internal volume issues, and could necessitate an automatic loader to lift heavy rounds. West Germany's first post-war tank, the Leopard 1, was effective, but sacrificed armor protection for mobility, leading to questions about survivability. Leopard 2 was an attempt to produce a more balanced tank, one that was mobile, heavily armored, and equipped with a larger, more powerful gun. The Leopard 2 is a 55-ton main battle tank. It's armed with a 120mm smoothbore gun and 2 7.62mm machine guns. A crew of 4 operates the tank, including a commander, gunner, loader, and driver. It's powered by an MTU MB8 73 12-cylinder, water-cooled diesel engine, producing 1,500 horsepower. This results in a ratio of 27 horsepower per ton, enough to drive it to a top speed of 42 miles per hour. A Rheinmetall RH-120 120mm smoothbore main gun comes equipped on the Leopard 2. It's served by one of the most advanced fire control systems in the world, with a ballistic computer, laser range finder, and thermal night vision that made it the equal of the American M1 Abrams. This allows the tank to engage targets with high first-round hit accuracy, day or night, and even engage moving enemy targets through enemy smoke screens. According to Rheinmetall, a round fired by the RH-120 gun is supersonic as it leaves the muzzle, traveling at up to 5,692 feet per second. A .30-06 rifle bullet, on the other hand, travels at just 3,000 feet per second. The RH-120 is highly accurate, while shooting on the move due to a two-axis stabilization system that counteracts the tank's movement against the position of the RH-120 gun barrel. Older tanks need to come to a halt to fire accurately at enemy targets, an action that collectively slows an attacking force's momentum. The Leopard 2's stabilization system allows the main gun to remain oriented against a target even while the tank is maneuvering over rough terrain. This gives the Leopard 2 a high level of accuracy while shooting on the move, or a spill-free delivery of a stein filled with beer. The original main tank killing round was the DM-13 armor-piercing, discarding sabot tank round, essentially a high-speed steel dart capable of penetrating 220 mm of tank armor at 1.2 miles. Another round was the DM-12 high-explosive, anti-tank shell that used the shaped explosive charge to penetrate armor. Today, the Leopard 2 carries even more powerful rounds with greater armor penetration, including the Rheinmetall DM-53 and DM-63 rounds, reportedly capable of penetrating 750 mm of tank armor at the same distance. The Leopard 2 carried just 42 rounds of main gun ammunition. This prioritized using the main gun against enemy tanks, while trucks, infantry, and other unarmored targets would be engaged by the tank's machine guns. The tank was fitted with 1mg 3A1 7.62mm machine gun, mounted coaxially with the main gun, and fired by the loader that could engage ground targets. A second 3A1 mounted above the turret, fired by the commander, was primarily meant to engage enemy aircraft. Although the Leopard 2 is 40 years old, there is little public information regarding the armor and its composition. The best description of the original armor set is that it is a multi-layer design with rolled homogeneous steel armor interspaced with non-metallic, likely ceramic, materials. This is designed to stop traditional armor-piercing, dart-like ammunition, and to dissipate the molten jet generated by a high-explosive, anti-tank projectile. There are rumors the tank used so-called Burlington armor, a composite matrix developed by the United Kingdom and reportedly shared with West Germany. The Leopard 2 also features smoke discharges and protection against nuclear, chemical, and biological agents. Upgraded Leopards from the A5 variant onward include the addition of extra layers of armor bolted onto the face of the turret, protecting the tank from frontal attack. The thickness and composition of this armor is unknown, but is considered vital to keep the tank protected from modern anti-tank ammunition used by modern Russian main battle tanks. Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 immediately prompted a call for NATO arms. Although NATO member states have donated hundreds of older, obsolete, Soviet-era tanks to the cause, the alliance has so far resisted calls to send Western-style tanks, with their improved armament, armor, communications, crew comfort, and other advantages, to defend Ukraine. Germany in particular viewed the deployment of such tanks as a dangerous escalation against a nuclear-armed Russia, and even blocked the legal transfer of Leopard 2s to Ukraine from third-party countries. While the Leopard 2's combat career is brief, if the tank is deployed to Ukraine, that will quickly change. In a strange twist of fate, a tank designed to face down the Soviet Union's mighty Red Army may end up the armored champion of one ex-Soviet country, while fighting another ex-Soviet country,